Check in, check in, check in. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the Play Forward, the Play Touch, a blessings and respect, drop a comment, share your views and perspective. I'm the captain of the Vulture Squad reporting for duty. So big up to all our people, them. Make me see what marching, I know. And boy, people, I swear to you, after me string up figure live, me check YouTube streets and now see nobody active, on my side. Two twos because of woman string up. We say Nick gone live, we say Jara stuff. All right. Yes, me. I've been in say Nick live before me got me that discuss a room. You see me, but that still. Check in, because I keep it short and spicy nonetheless. So as you forward in, hit the like button. I could see what I go on from what I go on, you see me? We get to work. Um, as me say, if you have watched on the playback, I just say go one night time them. You overs, yeah man. But people, why some of my time this YouTube thing, vlogging commentary, boy, sticky some of my time. Some of my time, I see some comments and people come after me certain ways. Me have to really wonder some of my time. What the people them a pre? What the people them a smoke? What the people them a drink? Me no know. Many of us. Yeah, see me some of my time I see some things. And yeah, I'll share some of it with you today. And make you see what I go on. Because on the previous video, I dropped about the on the spot media and sale boss. Me I read some of the comments them. I mean I tell you, LB jerk in spice. Big up yourself. You see me I say? You say everybody knows a doctor. I guess you're referring to the foot type thing. Yes, everybody's a doctor. All right, ma, the boss, Cairo. When we soon get to that, I mean, is everybody a doctor in terms of foot type? Looking ill. I don't think you need to be a doctor. I don't think you need to be a doctor. You can obviously hear the man's speech is slurring. You can see that he's barely moving his mouth. I don't think you need to be a doctor to see that. I mean, unless you're literally in denial. So if you see it and you're not saying nothing, so you're in denial. Hmm? Eh? What go on there, sir? Precisely. What go on? Um, you see me? Yo, you see the man them my age opposite there. Why the man them my age? Yo. Precisely. I talk about my music video them. Yeah, I mean I do have a lot of music videos. I private them. You see me? And I was going through my private videos and I'm like, whatever, I public them. You see me? They were unlisted. So I just allow them to be public, to be viewed publicly. Mandela strength in the building, blessings and respect. You so me I say road warrior out here. So for those, if you're saying that people know for comment on foot type, obvious issues, but Foota can't talk about people, then that don't make no sense. You understand? As a man we talk about everything we him see, then all people know to talk about him when them see. Me just a try to find out. I mean, so that still, but like we get to this little part here, so more address some of them comments here, cause I saw some comments and I was just like, wow, this it's crazy. Wait a minute, what on this? Me see some comments and me have to
This
say,
song.
me I say, wow, go on here, so with them comments here. Some of them comments are spooky people, some spooky dooky comments. Me I say, so I could see what I go on. All right, see if I can see them on the screen. All right, what check in, what check in. You see me I say, yeah, precisely. You know me I say, man can't talk and nobody never talk about them. That wouldn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But let me get to these comments and then we get to the full type thing. So this is Michelle Brown say, DNR, you are a real comedian. Thanks, sir. Making you smile and thing at work. All right. Do that. Bless up yourself, Michelle. Touch up. Miss J Detta, big up yourself. You know what I'm saying? Alpha, big up. Ghost, what's that? Ghost WTM says, I want to silk box. Silk box. Oh wow, silk box. Saying get box done. Load box, load lizard. All right, you know what? Load the part there alone. All right, so Gregor said you have to remember Silk Boss young, early 20s. True. No, Vendetta Clan. CV, leave the youth, bro. Remember, at the same way them bash Alka, Fee, him believes, and the dog double down, same thing, Silk do. Squash them literally as sing about murder and crime them commit. Where is the backlash for cartel and others where sing and big up criminal? Selective outrage, bro. No problem, Vendetta Clan. That's your views and perspective, and you have all rights to it. But here's my views and perspective. Me say, now folly. Music and music, and art form and art form, and art do imitate life, and life imitate art. However, Silk Boss is venturing out of the realm. Him at this people were criticize him. So him now I poke the beer, and when the beer respond to him in him feelings. You as an entertainer supposed to know say if you're gonna cause outrage, if you're gonna do something that people are gonna push back on, you have to bear the consequences of it. You understand? So you can't make this song for On The Spot Media or Mr. Vegas or anybody because it doesn't make sense. Listen, you are gonna do something and you know say it's gonna have a backlash. You know for a fact that there is gonna be a pushback to this. And you proceed to do this. You're supposed to understand, say, brother, when you do certain things, it'll have certain consequences to it. So you as a man supposed to know before you step where you get into. So you step and then know you don't want nobody say nothing. Then that would not be indicative of our society. You understand? If he's allowed to just do what he's doing without check, then he's opening up the floodgates for other people to do what he's doing without check. So by default, he has to be checked. He's doing things that are unsavory. It's not okay where I do. And there has to be a pushback to it, especially in this day and age where criminality is rampant. So always this guy going to come out here and glorify criminality and then no one nobody for pushback. That can't make no sense. If you're going to do the music and you get the pushback, use the pushback to your advantage instead of coming out here making this song. That I find that to be stupid. You're hanging out with a bunch of criminal looking individuals in the studio, vibing to these songs and posting it on YouTube. Now I know you don't have a brain, but I hope you can find a brain and realize that you're going down a path that is not good. So if Vendetta Clan and others that think like him want to see this individual succeed, then you have to be real to the individual. You have to be real and tell the person the truth. You understand? Now you made a comparison to Alkaline in his younger days. This one I know some of my time. When you don't rate Alkaline, when you only rate Alkaline for one day now. Looking at my early days, I was a loose cannon. This is Alkaline. Looking at my earlier days, I was a loose cannon. I have to make a change. Got to be a better man. Aye. Have a purpose in a life. Open up your eyes, analyze and realize. Say you have your. All right? Be stirred upon the journey. You have to know what you are doing in life. You see the hate with Alkaline face. You cannot compare it to what Silk Boss them do. Silk Boss them do self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. You understand? Them a hurt them on a career, hurt them on a self. And then a boss say the industry a fight them. No, I'm a fight himself. Me can tell you this for a fact. Silk Boss from the get-go a fight himself. Alkaline was not fighting himself and is not fighting himself. So, for example, if you're bringing up the Brata thing, saying him double down on it, when double down on, did you listen to it? Are you listening to his lyrics? Him say meet a slut and ask if she give a Brata. What does that mean? What does it mean? Did he say he got Brata? Did he say he gave like he doubled down because he's saying, look, uno nanga police me. Cause you're not hypocrite. He's standing against certain people, bounty killer cartel them, will try to put control and restraint on him. And he knows that. And as a bro, like you can't even fathom to compare Alkaline to these other artists. It's disgraceful, despicable. Alkaline, let's you have Assassin, you have Agent Sasko, right? You have Romain Virgo, Christopher Martin, a whole bunch of artists that are, them do positive music and they're seen to be cookie cutter and clean cut and whatever, whatever. Alkaline is the hardcore dancer artist that is seen as cookie cutter. That is how he has transformed his brand from originally being what we would say raw, ranchy, uncut, and the fringe, wild, vendetta out there, to now the point where new era, new rules, his brand is homebound, like yo, you can respect it. In at the home. You understand? You can bring your kids to his events. He has transformed his brand. Alkaline is the type of artist, bro, G. We have to know how the thing go. You understand me? You have to know how the thing go. You see me? How things change. Yesterday you tell me, it's my mother. Today you send respect to me. Jaja. Uh, LB, I don't understand. Who are you referring to, LB? Don't understand who you're referring to. So as I was saying, Alkaline brand has transformed over the years, and that is why all of these corporate companies can sponsor his events, sponsor new rules. Them, respect him, respect his brand, and no matter if you don't like him or whatever, to this day you have to respect him brand. This youth brand is worldwide, global. New rules, country to country, is respected, yard and abroad. You understand? He's not just some random youth that's trying anymore. He's long past that. So if a man, I gotta say, yo, Silk Boss, we just go and do this and do that. No. My thing is this. I represent Vendetta. I represent Alkaline brand. And I can tell you this for a fact. Alkaline now folly. Because if him folly, we're gonna call him out. I don't know why some people feel like, yo, Alkaline out here doing things and we're not calling it out. No, 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 no. Buenos dias, sir. Vivian, big up yourself. You know that go already. D will checking in. I don't believe that. Damn, big up yourself, you know. Or EG, damn, big up yourself. I don't believe in giving artists pass or giving anyone a pass. If you are folly, we have to tell you like it is. Whether I'm a brother, I'm an artist, whatever, I'm gonna tell you like it is. You see, a lot of people, them just allow artists and flaggers and whatever to do whatever and say whatever without consequences. And it's ridiculous. You can't come out here. Yo, listen, some things vex me, You understand? But we're going to continue. Right? Here's someone saying, this person, the dancer florist is saying, because the man say vendetta, LOL, man, them not like that. No, okay. Here's the problem. Here's my problem here. Vendetta fans that are defending Silk Boss. Una can't see that issue there. Brother, let me tell you this. What the hell wrong with you? Just because Alkaline team book the man for a show, and because some people might have bash him because him say Alkaline and favorite artist. So because of that, now if we start folly, if alright, Silk Boss, Alkaline are your favorite artist, cool. You want to take a page out and book? Allow the social media thing alone, youth. Allow the back and forth to the people, them, bro. Bro, you want to take some more time book? Learn. How many interviews Alkaline have done over the past 10 years? How many response have he given to vloggers and people who talk about him, commentaries and whatever? Countless people come out here and talk about the youth day in, day out. How much of them him respond to? This is my question to y'all. how much of them does he respond to? This is a very, very important question, because it seems to me a lot of people don't know. A man I gonna say, yo, him rate Alka. So if you rate the man, don't do that something there. Because if you know out there, I do some weirdo activities and then Vendetta fans are defend you, now it's associated with the Vendetta brand. So this man out here defending criminality or perpetrating criminality, and then Vendetta fans are going to say, Lord, the youth, man, Lord. No, brother. Tell him on the truth, say, brother, if you want with ratings, if you want with support, do the right thing. You understand? People are bash you and we are say, yo, no, Lord, the youth. But the youth want to continue to dive deeper into stupidity. We can't ride with that, brother. We can't ride with that, man. You have to know what you do, youth. You want support, do the right thing. Let me see what I want. My Marcia said, "Man, Silk Boss make a this song for me." Oh boy, maybe that. I don't know. Garnet said, "Lego, if you Lego the silk, I'm gonna pick up the gravel." Hit a thumbs up. Functioning addict, pick up yourself. You see me and say, all right. Ah boy, Alpha Beach. You was just singing gospel at church. All right. I know how I go on this. So, all right. I try figure out. All right. So this individual right here. Here's an example. DNR, you can school them too, but I know that the artist full of good songs, but in this life, time must have them like bad music, then good music, so that what make you all talking about Silk Boss now, DNA up to good work, school on the spot and Silk. The media like it, them well keep putting out bad gunman music in Jamaica. That boss must have. That kill me, General. Right now, I feel illiterate. Right now, I feel like a dunce. Right now, I feel like back of the class. Me gone. Back of the class. I reboot my brain. All right. DNR, stop try like you want to school on the spot media, because me listen to you and subscribe, and it's more than once me hear you saying if any man step to you, it's gonna be serious. Let me out. It's simple as that. Let me out. It's simple as that. Yeah. All right. Put it like this, Miji. I know you're the only one. There's someone else. TV, you are hypocrite. I hear you talk all the while say no one can box you down. Then why, on the spot media can't defend his self? What? What is going on? What is happening here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make it clear. I am not on the spot media. I am DNR, right? I am the vulture. I am vile. To bear in mind, I don't pretend to be some angel from heaven. I have told y'all I am the yin and the yang of darkness and light. In the lightest light, there is dark, and in the darkest dark, there is light. I can be an angel from heaven or the darkest spawn from the devil. It's up to you. And I've stated numerous times that I am an hypocrite when it comes to music, right? But bear in mind, let's educate a bit here. So I have spoken on this numerous times, and I've spoken on things like, for example, that if I was Devin the doctor and Corita them beat me, like me would have burned down taboo. Me would have burned down taboo. I'm glad said Devin never burned down taboo. But I'm just speaking from the perspective like, yo, me da dark out. If the man them hold me and beat me, me a big man. Like, no, bro, me not take it. You understand me? Me never say me would have killed Corey. Me never say me would have killed out Corey, the entire family. Me never say me would have killed out him whole generation totally. I never said anything about total annihilation of his family. I've never said any such thing. You notice that? Secondly, I also stated that if, let's say, Vibes Cartel have the power linked to certain people and whatever, and if him send people after me and them hurt my family, them just have to make sure so they eliminate me, because if them hurt my family and I'm still alive, I will dark out to the ends of the earth, and it will be some Charles Bronson Punisher type thing. I will devote my life like to just total like going after them. I have stated that numerous times, right? But where did I say that if I was Silk Boss and the Gulf man them did box me up, I would have gone after them? Because I am pretty much sure that when that happened, me, I one of the people and where I tell Silk Boss if allow them thing they out, stay far from violence. That was my advice. So when I hear on the spot news media, someone who is literally against crime and violence totally, or so I thought. When I hear that gentleman saying him not glorify violence, but no boy can box him and still breathing. No, I don't know if you're not comprehending, like you're not comprehending here. On the spot news media said no boy can box him. Right? So you're telling me that you don't pick up on what he's saying, that he would murder the people them who box him up, and not only murder them, use 48 laws of power, reasoning to say he would totally annihilate them, which refers to annihilating their entire bloodline. And you're telling me that you are someone who's speaking against criminality, telling me that you would perpetrate one of the most vicious acts of criminality in the history of our country since slavery time. You would do that because you get boxed up and your feelings hurt. That is what On the Spot Media said. Do you not understand? So forgive me if I am asking the most logical question here. How you, someone who get up every day and burn out the corner boy, I tell me, say, if man box you up, you would have turned whole dirty corner boy. Because that's what you would have turned. You would have become what you claim you hate the most. You would go on a killing spree if you get boxed up. If no boy. And in fact, my issue with that is not that he's just saying that. He's insinuating that if anybody get boxed up, so any youth will get boxed up. So basically I tell the youth, them say, yo, if you get boxed up, yo, go up on a killing spree. And I'm sorry, I cannot in good faith condone any such nonsense. How could you say that? Yes, did he trigger you so much? Like, did he trigger you so much that you would project that and not realize what you're doing? That you literally say, annihilate, kill. So you tell Sil, yo, me could never be like your Silk Boss, cause if I me would have murdered them and murder this. No boy can't box me up and still breathing, you idiot. So I'm looking around, I'm like, so what's the difference between him and 87s? Eh? Me not understand this. So when people are calling me hypocrite, I'm like, all right, fine, you want to call me a hypocrite. No problem. But what did you want me to say? Did you want me to come out here and kiki and laugh about it and act like what he said was okay? What was I supposed to do? Help me out. Cause my brain now work. Me want to understand what was I supposed to do with that intel? Was I not supposed to give my actual analysis? So some of the time I have to wonder, Somebody did for lie and act like say it okay what him say. Because he's on the spot news media. So him can't say wrong. Him can't say something when me disagree with. So me, for accept that, no, I don't. I reject it. Fully reject it. That is not cool. And I'm not gonna condemn him as the most vile or worst person for saying that. However, him have to take accountability for what he said. And him need to recant that. Him need to actually make a video and double down and make people know say, look, me just did attack. Your overs me not actually mean say still bastard if you go kill nobody or no youth will get boxed up for retaliate. Reprisal is a big thing in our culture. You know what I'm saying? Reprisal is a big thing in our culture. And we cannot be out here promoting reprisal. We can't. I tell the youth them say, if a man box you down, you have to pick up a gun. We cannot do that. We cannot promote that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here like, you know what I'm saying? The legend himself. Get what you're saying? Like, based on his stance as someone who is supposed to be an upstanding citizen, yeah, that's like he's out here fighting against criminality, but then projecting criminality. That is the issue. So if you say me bias, fine. If you say me a hypocrite, fine. However, what he did was gross. Yes, he was trolling Silk Boss, but I guarantee you many people won't understand that he was trolling. So him have to come out and sort that out and make people know, say, look here, actually, me no sit, me not promote them thing and whatever. Him have to fix that because, bro, I'm murder the man I promoting. Like, in what world is that okay? No. I don't notice me not speak on the whole Charlie Kirk thing. I have not spoken on the Charlie Kirk thing. Right? I'm not speak on the Charlie Kirk thing because, in all honesty, me reach a point in the world where a long time when you hear me, I said, I've lost faith in humanity. I've said this numerous times. But it look like me did still have little faith. It look like me did still have little faith. Because right now, me not enough faith. Like, it can't make sense to me. When me I see out here, it cannot make sense. These people, I ask my wife, I'm gonna say, yo, is it MK Ultra or is it demonic possession? When I see some of these people on social media, I know them are glorify the death of Charlie Kirk. I am at a loss for words. My lost people, my lost. Me can't believe the people them this vile, that the people them this far gone. Me can't believe the mind control over the people them, the levels of stupidity. What happened to emancipating yourself from mental slavery? Like, we reach a point right now where me just can't understand the people them. Like, my brain, I have to lock off my brain when me hear people are called Charlie Kirk racist and say him hate black people. You know what I got from that? I got that Charlie Kirk love black people more than black people love themselves. Because I know Charlie Kirk. I follow Charlie Kirk. So I know say I lie them I tell. I know say million, and it's crazy how millions of people, if not billions, have it wrong. It is ungodly how social media have indoctrinated people to the point them don't even have a brain. Yo, it is unbelievable. The people them out there say things, and other people hear it and them see the clippings, them and them just run with it and they run with it and they run with it, and they just say anything, and I'm looking around like, but that's not it. That's not it. That's not what he said. That's not actually it. That's not the context. That's how the place there. And because I know different, so instead of making a video and break it down and explain to people, me stop. Because there's no point. It's literally pointless to try and explain to people who have been indoctrinated, because it no matter what me say, a person convinced still holds the same opinion. So why should I waste my breath? Why should I waste my breath? I try to convince. Brother, if you want to believe say the man a racist, dog, then believe anything you want to believe, dog. If you want to say the man, you happy say the man dead, fine. But hear what me I said to you. When Martin Luther King was assassinated, if a white person came out and celebrated his death, I mean, people say George Floyd was a drug addict and whatever. But if you came out and celebrated the death of George Floyd, you would have lost your job. You would have been condemned by the media, by the mainstream media. If a single person had alluded to say that George Floyd deserved it or whatever, they would have been instantly condemned. George Floyd. I want to tell y'all that in America, Charlie Kirk was bigger, probably in the world, bigger than Martin Luther King, more influential than Martin Luther King. I want you to understand this. So, for them to come out and celebrate, I don't think these people are thinking logically. So I am wondering if it's mind programming or I don't understand. Because even if it was a regular black person on the street, you could not come out and celebrate them death. So y'all come out and celebrate the death of this man. Let's say he was a racist, but he never show me one clipping of this man in his life wishing death upon black people or celebrating someone's death. This man was murdered in front of his wife and 2 children. Look up pitney them. And I see people, I see a youth, I see a black youth on a campus. I celebrate the thing in a bro, and I dance and I carry on. And I'm just like, oh my God, bro. This, we're gone, you know? We're gone, you know? The world gone, you know? You know what I'm saying? And opposite that, yeah, me see a lot of them losing their jobs and getting expelled, and rightfully so. Because here's the thing. They're saying that they're being, their free speech is being infringed upon. But if Charlie Kirk was murdered for his free speech, if murdering someone is justified for free speech, and how is it that you losing your job or you getting expelled for your free speech is not okay? See how weird that is? You believe it's okay to murder someone for their free speech, but then cry when you lose your job or you get expelled for your free speech. Do you not see the precedents that you're setting? Do you not see what you're actually doing? You can't celebrate a man getting murdered for his free speech and then turn around and cry when anything reach you, including murder. Because if you get murdered for your free speech, see what I go on there, sir? So if you stay a bomb now and I celebrate, and then I'm gonna walk up and come take your 3 points now. Oh, crazy, isn't it? That is why you cannot celebrate this thing, because you don't want a back and forth. You don't want a civil war. You don't want both sides going at it. You don't want to play this game. It's not a game that none of us want. You're overs. All right, big up yourself, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowledge, and I know this made me realize it. As I said, for years, like humanity have lost themselves. But this thing right here now is just like too much. You know what I'm saying? Sophia, what did he say? Because I can debunk anything you say, he said. Because I can show you the full context of anything he said and show you that it's not true what people are saying. So it's one of those things where you have to be careful. And all right, taking people out of context is very dangerous. I wasn't the biggest Kevin Samuels fan. While Kevin Samuels was living, I wasn't really watching Kevin Samuels videos and stuff, to be honest with y'all. I would see the snippets and the clippings, and I used to, condemn the man. I don't know the man from Adams, and I just work off of the clippings that I'm seeing, the pieces that people grabbing out of context, and the way my dunk on the woman them certain way, and me I say, want to the brother, the money I go on so. And when he died, people laugh at the man. They laugh at the man. Again, Sophia, that is not true. That is not true. That's not what he said. See, what happens is in debates, there's hypothetical, right? And then when he speaks, if you're taking something that he said, say for example, he said that black people was better off before the civil rights movement or whatever, and people would say, oh, he must say black people go back to Jim Crow and slavery days, and it would make black people better. And that's not what he said. That's not what he's saying. And if you watch the full context of what he said, then you would understand. And you would see that it's quite the opposite of what they're saying. In terms of these people that are anti-gun, again, this is the United States of America, where we had a civil war. One of the reasons why it's so important to have guns is because the people cannot allow the government to be the ones holding the guns over them like a dictatorship country. In this democratic republic, the people have the right to bear arms. As such, they have the right to protect themselves, rights, liberty, and property against the government. That is why it's illegal for the government to bear arms against the people. That is why the military should not be used on the people constitutionally. Do you understand that? So whether you're pro or against guns, you should understand the right to bear arms and why. This is from the from the Civil War era. When the Constitution was, all those amendments and stuff was written, is based on that. So the people can't afford to give up their gun, and then one day the government can't just did we not live through COVID? Did we just not live through COVID and saw what happened? What they did to us in the COVID? Like, in all honesty, did we not just live through COVID, where the government took control of everything, shut down everything, tell us if we wear masks? To this day, tell us if we take vaccine, we're killing much people. To the point they policed us, we couldn't even talk. I couldn't even be on YouTube and say COVID without getting censored. Couldn't even talk about vaccine. No. We was literally under a dictatorship regime during that pandemic. We never understand, say, it's a slippery slope. So with this whole thing, them love to talk about the mass thing, them and this and that and that. And every time the far left people, them take away the guns, because look, it's because of guns, it's because of guns. More people die from knife every year. So why don't we just take away knives? More people die of from car accidents and alcohol overdose and tobacco use and stuff. So why don't we take those things away? A matter of fact, do you remember the prohibition? Do you remember the prohibition? They ban alcohol. How did that work out? Didn't work out, right? See, you have to understand that there's certain things you can't ban fully. Alcohol, tobacco. There are things that people are gonna consume that you ain't gonna, like, for example, weed, ganja. Them try to ban ganja. Over time, you have to realize, oh, no, that ain't gonna work. You ain't going. Matter of fact, you have to go legalize ganja in small quantities where the people have access to it, because you have to decriminalize this as much as possible, because the people are going to continue to smoke ganja. So it don't make no sense. People are going to continue to drink alcohol. People are going to continue to smoke tobacco. So if you make these things illegal, you're actually going to be filling up the criminal system. You're going to create criminals out of people who ordinarily would not be criminals. That's overreach, over policing. Over policing. So the people are always protecting themselves from government. Government overreach. Police overreach. You understand? That's why you have things like Waco and them thing that when man stand up and say, you're not come on my property. You're not forward your son. Me have the right to bear arms, and if I forward over your son, I don't care if you're police, if you're FBI, FDA, whatever, I will pop you. A man have to understand, say, all right, here we go on. Man and man have them rights. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want ex-slaves to have, and that was a thing, because you don't want these. Remember, at first, junglist, at first, we weren't even considered a full person. Remember, we were 3/5 of a person. That's where the 3/5 compromise came from. So we weren't even fully a person. For every 5 black people, we counted as 3 votes. So we weren't even considered a full person. So we didn't have certain rights. But over time, we have gotten rights, and more rights. And black people were used and abused every single day. Black people are the patsies every single day, and it pisses me off, because even in this Charlie Kirk situation, we don't even know what exactly is going on with Charlie Kirk. We don't even know, for real, like for real. We don't know where this thing came from. We know what the news and the FBI says. It looks spooky. It looks spooky in many ways. I understand. I'm telling you, it looks spooky. I follow the case, and I'm literally over here scratching my head. For example, the youth send message to him transgender boyfriend, and he must say, like, him left the gun at the drop point and this and I was like, wait, oh, yo, left gun at drop point. Maybe a Fortnite him a play. Maybe the man a play some Fortnite or something, because me no know regular civilians using certain lingos that he was using in the message communicating with his lover. That sound like military talk. And that person wasn't a military person communicating with another military person. So even if it was a military person communicating with a regular person, they would not use certain jargon, because at the end of the day, they would understand, say, yeah, talk a certain way that is indicative of communicating with certain people who understand certain things. So that the whole back and forth messaging just seem professional. So I don't even want to go there. But what I'm saying is, black people have taken it upon themselves to be the enemy of Kirk, just like they had taken it upon themselves to be the enemy of Donald Trump. And I have no idea why over and over black people have to be at the head of these fights. How does it benefit us? I don't understand. How does it benefit us? How? Me can't comprehend. You understand? Anybody over upon the One Vlogger God channel, forward over upon the DNR news there. I got any live over there, sir. Forward over here, sir. Forward over here, sir. The right thing. So me ask the people, how does it benefit us black people to be fighting these fights? Or it makes sense? It don't make no sense to me. Me not see it benefit black people. Cussing Charlie Kirk and celebrating his death, how does that benefit black people? Hmm? Just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. Right? So I'll drop the call in link and see if anybody want to call in. Maybe we can enlighten me. Enlighten me. Because it's crazy. It's literally insane. As I'm telling you, sometimes I just kick back and I'm just like, yo, it's crazy what's happening in the world. And it just have me aware of people about that people. See me. All right, so the calling link drop forward if you don't want what a reason. So me I say click on the link and follow the instructions. Opposite it says black people don't control them any media houses, so we make things concern us that shouldn't. yo, black people are insane, bro. I'm sorry. Like we get so caught up, so emotionally connected to everything and make it about us. Everything is about us. Like I guess because quote unquote we were the first people and this and the third. So we tend to make everything about us. Everything is about black people. Black people make everything about them. You know what I say? Everything is about black people. And to me, that is scary. Oh, ridiculous it is. It's we're not the main thing. Stop making everything about us. Stop making everything and the basis behind every person being evil is because they're anti-black or they're anti-this or da, 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 da. And it's like, yo, stop making everything about people hating black people. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Um, in terms of the foot type thing now, boy, me a foot type I talk about not him a play because me a foot type I say some nonsense people. Like him I say him not sick or whatever the case is, and that from picture from 15 years ago, like him I try to say him put a picture from back then to make it look like him did sick, but him never did sick, him never getting a stroke. I guess he's trying to convince us that he did not have a stroke back then. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? Because if you never had a stroke back then, you pretended to be sick the entire time, and now half of your face now move. So is this a case of you effed up, bro? You call it down for yourself? Because Kevin was the one who said, try to pretend him they didn't have an accident, and then him go meet in a real accident. I know Kevin mash up himself. Kevin mash up himself. And here Kevin I say, yo, no call on certain things by yourself. Because he might use himself as an example. No, I don't know what happened to Foot type, but the man look effort, bro. The man look mash up like something happened to the man, but the man not too talk. He look like stroke. You know, people say everybody turn doctor. I don't know, but it look away. Man, I call on sickness for nobody. But you have to be careful. The sides won't pick out here and the people them won't glorify. Because it has start to look like people associate themselves with certain people. And by doing so, they might face certain consequences, like Jah beat them for them sins. Now, what are we have for ups, you know? What are we have for ups and we downs? And what are we face with else? And I face this year alone, I face whole heap of else. Over the past 5 years, me face whole heap of else, but my else them pertaining more to business and finances and stuff like that. And I'm always grateful if I lose investment, I lose money. I'm always grateful that it is that and not something else, you know. Like money can't make back. Understand? Business can always go and business come. You see me? See, losing the things that can be replaced, I'm okay with that. You understand? But health and strength are something when me pray for. Me not pray for money, me not pray for wealth, me not pray for them thing there. Me pray for health and strength. Health and strength of my loved ones and everybody. Those are the things that I find most important. You see me? I don't know where other people are pray. But in this world, be careful of what I do. Be careful who I big up, one I big up and one I represent. Because for every action, there is reaction. For every action, there is reaction. And that is why I tell the youths them, stay away from crime and violence. Stay away from certain entities. Do not associate yourself with certain things. Understand me? And another thing I want y'all to know, Kevin, be careful with that Gaza thing where you associate yourself with. See that Gaza branded, a Gaza movement thing there. It's not a healthy thing to associate with. That's a demonic movement, brother. Sorry to tell you. It is a demonic movement. If you don't realize that by now, why God go with you? Man might tell you say God is the greatest, but you need to ask yourself which God him a praise. Because clearly, that guy is a demon. I don't know if you don't realize that by now. Look at all the people around him. Do you not see how them act out? Do you not see how they're demonically possessed? What is it gonna take for you to realize so? Unless you're one of them, which keep doing what you're doing. But bro, wake up and smell the breeze. Look at Foota. Look like him sacrifice himself for the PNP them win. Look like him sacrifice his health and strength for the PNP them win. And that not to work. Another thing I would say to Foota, learn this, brother. You say some things some my time. And I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know. Some my time me hear you burn out the fish them and the LGBTQ and like when I wish dead pan them. Even 2 lakhs one night time. I say, brother, we have no one are doing in this world. Brother, if you're a man can't say eye to eye on certain things, whether political, whether sexual, whether religious, brother, we're not living in the barbaric ages where because a man like man, you want him dead. Yo, them boy, they yo dog, a man, them boy, they feel dead. What? What year are you living in? Live and let live, brother. So when Mr. Foota get up every day and put the whole energy in fighting the LGBTQIA++, and then I see him looking all bent up and twist up, I'm like, boy, oh boy. I put too much on your head, uncle. Put that down. Let that go. We are not God. And if we place we judge who want, yo, do what you want to do. Live on a life or you want to live on a life. When I'm a creator, when I'm a maker, can work that out in at the end. But me, now I'm going to devote my life for tear down people and run down people and whatever. Now, I know some Gaza fans is going to say, but they get up every day and you tear down cartel. Bro, listen to me. I do not care about tearing down cartel a ounce. We might troll cartel and troll plaza draws them because it's just dancehall in the environment and we're trolling. Years and years them troll we and we are troll them right back. That's all that is. Taking it personal, taking it to heart, wanting to hurt people, want to go in the streets and hurt people, wishing bad upon people. That is not me. That's never been me. 3Z Records, big up yourself. So, to each his own, as I say. You know what I mean? People have to know what them are doing in life. You know what I mean? And that's thing opposite that. Thought he was eating right, but Man face lean up, bro. Like man's look crazy, man. Man's look crazy. Man's look messed up. You know? Um, I showing us something. I showing us something. Before my cut. You see me? I showing a little bit. A little bit of something. You see me? I showing us something because we're living in a crazy, crazy world. And what to do. I showing a little debunking, a little bit of debunking of the whole Charlie Kirk thing, a little bit. Link up. Me not have to do it myself. I make one of the YouTuber them do it way. I make Night do it. Night. Where's Night? Steven Knight. Let's use Steven Knight. I will sit on Night Talk. Let's see which one I'm channel them on Night Talk. Forward over here, so Steven. Was it Night Talk? All right. I think it was overnight. All right. Night. So this is Steven Knight. Let me see. All right. See if it's over the night channel. 1 second, the people. Think it's overnight talk. Boom. My apologies. All right. So, as we say, I make Night deal with this because, and my job for deal with it. Only good karma, baby. Yeah, man. Yeah, just a little bit of life. May know say Nick life, so you don't know me soon cut out and leave the space. But in the meantime, in between time, just a little bit of something. Now I go watch out the whole video. Just a little bit.
Charlie Kirk was a racist, and I know you don't want to hear this. Charlie Kirk was very racist, and anybody that's black that supports him, you are a white supremacist yourself. Now, I'm not saying I agree with what happened to him because we do not condone that, and that is definitely something that we would not want to happen to anybody. Because just because he was a white supremacist, don't mean what happened to him should have happened to him. But if you was to go to his top 10 videos of Charlie Kirk and black people, African Americans, the 10 videos is going to be him being critical of us. And him being critical of us is not the problem. So listen up. If you was to ever ask him, okay, you notice all these problems in the black community. What are you doing with your power, your influence to help solve these problems? That's what you got to think about. It's one thing to be critical and be trying to help the problems you're talking about. It's another thing to just be trying to paint people in a dim light. So what we're not finna do is act like he's a good person just because he's not here no.
One second, the people. I have no idea why this thing is freezing up. I don't know why this thing is freezing up right now. What can I do? Let me restart the computer. Give me 2 seconds. Matter of fact, me log in from the phone. Yeah, I'm logging from the phone and then yeah, restart the computer because I want the thing play smooth. I'm sure no what go on what I go on. Just a little bit because for those who don't know, some of the time we have to do that. You know, education is the key because it's one thing fear us to follow blindly. You don't need to know some of the things them cause even a few people there, so I'm not gonna see what I go on. All right. Big up on yourself, everybody with them. I restart the computer. Right now, right now. Computer move. And I say this sometimes. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna restart the computer before I go live, because it does happen. And then I don't. I don't know. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes it is what it is. Never mind me. So restart up and active up again and pull up that and show it. So big up yourself, Only good karma, baby. By the way, as we said early on the stream today, me here say Vendetta man them have the buzz, though. Talk truth. I say go. Yo, you know me are troubling the people. Be the trouble that I can. Alright. See what I go on here, so if everything operating properly now. I ramp with my badness in a computer. I ramp with the badness. Sometimes we just leave a computer them on for days and days and just expect them to just function normally as always, like a real madhead. But people are the captain of the vulture squad I talk to me, Alright? I enter the studios. No. Alright. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, people. I'm back. Alright. Fix the background. Dum. Alright, so back in the building now. And now I'm back to the share. Alright, so
Charlie Kirk.
alright. Why is this thing acting up? And here I thought it was the computer. Maybe it is YouTube. I don't know. At this point.
Problems in the black community. What are you doing with your power, your influence to help solve these problems?
I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. The Civil Rights Act was a mistake. More cops should be around your neighborhood. Why do blacks have a broken family? White person were to come up and say, black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time and needs to actually have enough.
Why would you?
Because it's true. When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous. There was less break-ins. Black America is worse than it has been
that
in the last
affected
80 years. What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them? Of course we pander to blacks. They're in every TV commercial. And they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence? Or is she there because affirmative action? Things got worse since the Civil Rights Act. More violent.
Let's do it.
I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
All right, we've already addressed the whole black pilot spiel. Did it on my previous video.
So when you see a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? That's what DEI does. It makes you ask questions you otherwise would not ask.
The airline industry is going to take an unqualified person just based off diversity.
Underqualified, not
correction. Yeah,
underqualified.
Unqualified, underqualified, whatever, uncertified, and put them in a cockpit and risk people's lives.
Those are two different things. Under and un are two different things. Of course, United Airlines will not take someone off the side of the street and put them into a pilot. But in order to reach a 40% goal, they might cut corners. They might accelerate the process in order to reach a goal. We know this through all sorts of DEI examinations and projects over the last 10 years. You have to choose in life.
All right. That one right there, we covered on my own platforms. We covered it. If a airline company is gonna say, well, they want 40% of the pilots to be black, when 13% of the population is black. If equal across the board, that it's equal that black people, white people, all people have the same prolificness in terms of piloting, right? That would mean that if you have 100 candidates, right, that are perfectly prolific, then 13% should be black. Do you see what's going on there? It shouldn't. The 13% should not be represented by 40%. If you're trying to meet that quota, then that is a DEI thing. And that right there is telling us that you're not taking the best of the best. You're basically meeting a quota. And if you're meeting a quota, even as a black person, I'm asking myself the same question Kirk is going to ask. Is this pilot there because this pilot is qualified the most? Or is it, well, there were other pilots more qualified, but because of DEI, yeah, we got to go with this one right here. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want to see my pilot and think, yeah, he might be here because of DEI. I don't want that. I don't want no diversity, equity, and inclusion higher. Like that don't make no sense to me. Higher on merit, on ability. So if we have 10 candidates and the best candidate them are white, then a straight white. If the best candidate them are black, a straight black. You understand? If it's a mixture at the top, then that's what's going to be represented. I don't like the concept of this whole, oh, we got to keep a balance because of race.
Either excellence or racial quotas will end up being the most important. And both cannot simultaneously.
Has nothing to do with race. It's solely due to DEI when employers select employees based on skin color and not merit. And that is the definition of DEI, meeting racial quotas, where a more qualified individual is skipped for a lower qualified individual due to DEI. And you have to be blind to not notice the rampant increase of DEI hires lately. Has nothing to do with being black, but I've already addressed this. On to the next, though. Kirk is against the Civil Rights Act. All right, let's get into that.
Do you support the Civil Rights Act?
In spirit, but not how it's written.
Why?
It's too broad and paved its way for the persecution. For example, they're using the Civil Rights Act to put men in locker rooms like Riley was in.
How? Which article?
Article 4 or 5, I think. I actually don't know specifically, but the Civil Rights Act is being used for by the trans movement right now because they say that they are women, therefore they demand an accommodation of women's rights. Riley can riff on this. They're using the Civil Rights Act literally to have access into men.
No, for some weird reason, Charlie Kirk is not the first person to say this. I have been saying this a long time before Charlie Kirk, before the transgender thing was even a problem. I riffed on the fact that when Obama came into power, that black president, first black president, did more for the gay community than he did for the black community. And for years and years, I have pointed out that all of these fringe communities, they jump on the civil rights movement, support black people, and they benefit while black people is forever at the back of the line. So whether you're transgender, LGBTQIA++, you gain all of the rights while the black people are still at the back, using the civil rights to fuel all of what they want, all of their agenda. So yes, Charlie Kirk is right. The civil rights, it was too broad. It should be specific towards black people, but it was not. It was not specific towards black people, and it doesn't benefit black people a way it benefits other groups. That's how black people now understand. And Kirk point out that, but black people don't realize it. Jaja.
Female locker rooms.
So what would you change about the Civil Rights Act?
I wouldn't make it as broad. I would make it much more crisp and concrete, and I wouldn't have it necessarily. I would also get rid of the disparate impact component of the Civil Rights Act. So the biggest problem with the Civil Rights Act, there's 4 components of the beast of anti-racism. There's affirmative action, DEI, disparate impact, and then of course there's a 4th that I'll remember in a second, which is basically disparate impact is that it must be racism if 2 different groups have different outcomes, which of course is outrageous. Disparate impact is the legal theory that undergirds most of the enforcement of the Civil Rights Act. And the Civil Rights Act also blazed the trail for disparate impact as a legal theory, basically saying that if Black Americans are doing worse in a group, it might not be because of marital differences or cultural differences or single motherhood issues. It must be racism. And so because of that, the Civil Rights Act was too broadly written. So the intent, it should have been a single page or a 2-page bill to say that you cannot discriminate against based on the color of somebody's skin, period, end of story. Instead, we get a multiple 100-page bill with lots of chapters and lots of lesser known amendments that created basically a permanent anti-racist bureaucracy within our federal government to go find racism where it doesn't exist and create it in new places where otherwise did not exist.
Hey, Charlie.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you? So you're notoriously anti-Civil Rights Act.
Well, again, I explained that earlier. There's parts of it that were good.
Okay. I want to know what your idea for like not only Black liberation, but like liberation for any type of minority that was protected through the Civil Rights Act. Like what your idea for that would be if it wasn't there.
Yeah, again, I said it earlier that the part of the Civil Rights Act that disallowed businesses from administering services based on race, that was a good part. The other parts that created this this ridiculously overreaching anti-racist bureaucracy was ridiculous, and now
Like,
it's being
like what parts?
well, for example, the parts that give us the enforcement on the Voting Rights Act, which says that so I'll give you an example. Merrick Garland recently said that states cannot have voter ID because it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act. So that's insane because the Civil Rights Act went as far to say not just disparate encounter, but disparate impact.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
I get that.
So the impact goes too far for me. Now, for example, if you go to a Walgreens and someone says blacks shall not come in, that should obviously be illegal. But if it says that, hey, at Walgreens, Black customers are stopped more for shoplifting than white customers, then they have come into stores, by the way, and big settlements have been paid because it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act, even though it turns out that the Black shoplifters were like actually shoplifting more on average than white shoplifters. So disparate impact is very, very dangerous.
Okay.
And that's where the Civil Rights Act allowed us to go.
Just a little bit of research, man. Just a little bit of research, bro. It don't take much, bro. Y'all falling for the damn bullshit hook, line, and sinker, man. Yeah, I mean, people get triggered by him saying civil rights and just think it's black and white when he was talking about the flaws of how the Civil Rights Act was written. So maybe he should have worded it different, but it's not on him to word it. He said what he said. What he said was what it was. It's just people take these headlines, run with it, right? Civil rights ain't just about black and white. You know what I mean? It impacts much more than that. It impacts so much more than that the majority of people aren't even aware of, bro. You bring up civil rights, the first thing you think, if he's against the Civil Rights Act, that must mean he racist. He must want us to go back to Jim Crow. No. And then, you know, he doesn't like MLK. He doesn't like MLK, bro. First of all, he's allowed to not like whoever the hell he don't like. And this goes along of another similar video that I debunked when they run this narrative that he thinks black women are idiots when that never came out of his mouth. He spoke about particular women that happen to be black, but you can't criticize anything black. If you do, you're racist, bro. And he's criticized MLK for whatever his reasons were for. That's his reasons for it. I don't mean he fucking racist. You know what I mean? If you knew a little more about MLK, there's things behind the scenes that they don't make available for everybody on face value. Everybody knows the mainstream narrative about MLK and what it represents. How dare you say anything negative about MLK? He can say whatever the fuck he wants. And he was supposed to be unveiling his information in regards to MLK that opposed the MLK narrative, man. But I don't think he ever got the opportunity to do that, man. But like, you know, you got dig a little deep, bro. Like MLK he was a reverend, but he wasn't faithful at all.
It's more important, the fact that Martin Luther King is the man that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife?
Jesus, look at him, that strong black man. But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband, but he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great black man? You're not great. You're not great. God, you're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the f you showing these kids you a good father you don't respect their mother. You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're an okay human.
Martin Luther King Jr. make a Diddy party look like a Catholic convent school. It's a third world country and a first world country. The black community in these cities, something like Haiti or worse. And it started out with Martin Luther King Jr., whose whole life was a Diddy party. Orgies and smoking and fighting and whipping up on women.
The thing that bothers me more about all of it, Tucker, is the prostitute. The orgies are bad, but when you buy flesh and you say you're a man of God, to me that's very visceral. They say he plagiarized his PhD, which means that he was a fake doctor. He walks around with these communists. Money from Moscow was bankrolled in the civil rights movement. He was getting money from Moscow to put in his pocket. It had gotten so bad that the FBI designated King an enemy of the state. And it's only about 5 or 6 people that have ever had such designation in the United States of America. They said that with this designation, even if they heard that somebody was coming to assassinate him, they wouldn't warn him. And that was a courtesy they would give to mafia dons. They would not give it to King.
Martin Luther King sold us down the creek, because in other areas where black and white people did not have conflict, they coexisted together, and black people built their thing and white people built their thing, and black and white people joined to do great things together in places that were not segregated. But Martin Luther King sold us a lie of having the government be involved in desegregation, and forced desegregation caused envy and strife. And I think that hurt relationships between people more so than if people had a genuine response. Because not everybody in the Jim Crow South was sitting there with picket signs. It was a few places that were hotbeds for that type of a violent behavior, which is where Martin Luther King and others went, Birmingham and other places, so they can exploit the conflict. And this is the example that I often use, is that you have a main house and dog house. The black people were in the dog house, the white people were in the main house. Now, the black people had the entire backyard to work with. They had already built their house, put a little water system in there, made the yard look beautiful, put some plants over there. They were building and growing their own thing. And Martin Luther King-esque people, Marxist individuals, wanted the black people to abandon their guest house or dog house to get into the main house, when what they should have done was build their own house on the property and land that they had available to them. And once the houses were competitive enough, then they could mutually have a beneficial relationship. But what happened is black people abandoned their house to get into the main house. But in the main house, they weren't welcome in the main house. It was not easy to get to the main house. It wasn't always acceptable. You didn't have your own stuff in the main house. You were using drawers and beds and towels from somebody else, and you abandoned your own stuff. And when the towels weren't what you wanted, and the rules of the house wasn't what was beneficial to you and your people, when the history and the stories told in that house wasn't what the stories you want to be told, that ain't mad.
Don't matter. It's him okay, right? He never disrespected him. He never degraded him. He just said he doesn't support him. He said he's a bad person. That's his right to do. But like I say, you're not allowed to say anything negative about anybody black, especially when you're a white person. That means you got what's next?
More cops should be around your neighborhood.
More cops should be around your neighborhood. Come on, man. First of all, like this, the whole compilation, bro. Like if you're triggered by this, you just showing your IQ. You're an idiot, bro. This shit's like, and it's 13,000 likes, probably hella comments in here just dragging him through the mud, bro. It's like, bro, could have been in response to anything. Like, I don't even need to find that particular video, bro. It's like, yeah, you need cops in your neighborhood. You know, his neighborhood may be fucked up. You don't know who he talking to. You don't know what the storyline was. You don't know what the situation was, bro. Like, come on, man. What is this idiots, bro? And that's the glaring thing about this, bro. But I'm gonna say that shit to the end. Well, no, I ain't gonna say it to the end, bro, because y'all ain't gonna fucking last that long, bro. It's like, this is really showing who you are when y'all just fall for the bullshit, bro. This rage bait angers you to the point to demonize a man to the extent of Hitler, bro, when that couldn't be the furthest from the truth. So you telling on yourself when you do this. Social media has everybody cooked. All these manufactured videos, all these manufactured narratives, taking these, bro, he said like 6 words, and they gonna put that in this compilation of videos with everything taken entirely out of context to give you a narrative, bro. So y'all telling on yourself in the process. Not only are you a goddamn demon, you know, not only are you morally fucked up, but y'all are idiots too. Y'all are fucking idiots. And then there's just taking, you and me got to take no steps outside of it, bro. It's like, this shit, bro got taken out because of it, and y'all celebrated it, dog. Y'all fucking celebrating it. Y'all still celebrating it. Don't take it upon yourself to do the fucking research, bro. And I'm not a Kirker, bro. It's how it makes us look as a people, that we have individuals, a mass of individuals, this bent by politics and social media, have been brainwashed and poisoned and metamorphed into fucking demons, bro. The sheep, bro. This sheep just getting played, bro. The Matrix, dog. Just show him this. Don't even need no context. Show him a couple 3-second videos, bro. He's out of there, dog. It's like a CIA op, bro. Real shit. Just they seeing how they can make the fucking mice move. It's crazy. Let's continue.
A white person were to come up and say, you know, Black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time, and it needs to actually have enough.
Why would you?
Because it's true. When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous. There was less break-ins. Black America is worse than it has been
that affected
in the last 80 years.
Like, bruh, society's cooked. And it's the entitlement of the Black community where you're not allowed to state stats. How dare you state these stats that make us look bad? It's just the Black community's inability to hold themselves accountable. They don't want to see the ugly truth, bro. All he spoke was facts. But since a white man saying that he's fucking racist, bro, those are fucking facts. That the last video comes from a Jubilee video, which I cannot give y'all react.
You can't play that Jubilee video because Jubilee be on that demonetizing. You know what I'm saying? Me just play a little bit more and then end the live, you know. Me just I show and say, me not for debunk. I'm not even waste my time debunking them. Me just play Steven video, car. Can't bother.
Action to because they're all gonna demonetize video, man. But I invite you to go watch that video, man. They got like 35 million views where he's talking to that, like one of the woke liberals that don't make no goddamn sense. But all he does is just recite the stats, bro. Right? And he compares the Black community's economic status compared to their economic status today. He compares the black nuclear family pre-civil rights compared to the Black nuclear family today, which is pretty much non-existent. And he just states the facts. That's it. And then they have discourse into why do you think that is? And he allows her to answer why she thinks is that way. And she doesn't entirely come to agreement on Black culture, man, but he proposed that as the variable of why the Black community has deteriorated to the point it is right now, when they were thriving much more economically, family-wise, pre-civil rights, bro. But you can't say that, dog. It's racist to say that, man. He's not saying we need to go back to fucking pre-civil rights and take Black folks' rights away so they can get their act together. He never said that, but that's how those dots are connected to make him look like a fucking racist, bro. He's trying to get Black folks to hold themselves accountable and identify the fact that Black culture is the reason. The music is the reason. Social media is the reason. Movies are the reason, where we glorify and promote and perpetuate the degeneracy that is prominent within the Black community, where the Cardi B's, the fucking Sexy Reds, the bullshit you see all the motherfucking time that glorifies baby mamas, that glorifies deadbeat dads, that glorifies the separation of a nuclear family, that glorifies the hood, that glorifies gang culture, that glorifies hoes, that glorifies pimps, that glorifies crime, right? But we can't say that, though. We can't say that, right? Especially a white man can't fucking say that, bro. But, you know, you gotta hold the fucking mirror up, man. Take him out. Took him out, bro. And the other video I can show y'all, man. Hold on, I got that one pulled up here. Where is it?
And so my whole belief is stop acting like you're a victim and start making better choices.
Not acting like a victim, bro.
respect.
This is not a victim mentality.
No, it fundamentally is, because white people are not out to get you. There's nothing. There is nothing holding black people back. Let me say that again. There is nothing holding black people back. In fact, the opposite. You can get into colleges with lower test scores.
But
you could say things that white people can't say and not be fired for it. Black people are wildly disrepresentation.
People say that to me all the time, and they just walk around like it doesn't mean anything around here.
Say what? Say the what?
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
The victimhood is crazy because his mind went to the N-word. That's not at all what the fuck Kirk was implying. If he wasn't even talking about that, you see his mind went straight to that. Racism, the N-word. Nah, bro. He talks about the entitlement the black community has. The things that they're allowed to do that white folks can't do, but the way black community sees it, black folks is oppressing. The white man control everything, dog. When y'all know damn well, bro, like black folks were allowed to be racist. We're allowed to be racist. We're allowed to do that shit because, what happened to us in the past gives us the right to shit on everybody else. And you expect the white people or whomever else just to fucking sit back and take it? Nah, and then Kirk don't even have that energy. He's just trying to empower black men, black people, period, to hold themselves accountable and realize what the fuck is going on, how much power you do have to remove yourself from this victimhood mentality and go be successful, go be great. But we're so prideful in the victimhood, bro. But I remember I used to be there. I used to take pride in that shit. Like, you don't know my fucking struggle, dog. What struggle you talking about, bro? Was you there when MLK got shot? Was you there picking cotton? But we wear that shit like it's fucking armor because the brainwash is crazy. We take pride in that shit, though. It's an oxymoron. Like, you prideful in victimhood, dog. How weak is that, dog? The amount of animosity and just passion that the black community has of just the victimhood. You don't know our struggle and all this shit. Where there ain't no fucking struggle there. Most of it just been manufactured. If we were able to put that shit into something productive, dog. But y'all ain't ready to have that conversation. Y'all are not ready to have that conversation, bro. It's interesting that this is just one lane that Kirk get pressed on the racist shit, bro. Like he held every group accountable, dog. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no bias, no favoritism. He didn't have this energy for just one group. He held everybody accountable, dog. But black folks, you better not say nothing about them, especially if you white.
Say the what?
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
Derogatorily.
Yes.
No, I think you're lying.
Why would I be lying
So
about
you're
this?
trying to tell me at this campus, did you report it to student services?
I'm not. I have too much on my plate to worry about this.
So you're going to say at this campus, you're going to indict the moral character of Texas A&M.
I'm not indicting the moral character.
Oh, yes,
of Texas
you are.
A&M.
You're saying that.
I'm indicting the moral character of one person or a few people.
Oh, well, now it's one. So you heard it all the time, and now it's one. Got it. So
it's not.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That is the epitome of what I'm talking about, dog. I mean, you may have your little instances of racism throughout your life, dog, but what percentage of your life is literally, what percentage of your life as a black individual can literally be classified as racism that you can prove, like tangibly, right? Like I know, because he called me Nigger. He said black folks do this. He said black folks.
Yeah, as I said, only good karma, baby. I don't have to debunk a thing. Because if people just did a little bit of research, they would have known. Even right now, Candace and them is saying that, yo, it look like a professional hit and BB Netanyahu them and Bakait and because he's an anti and this and that because he spoke out against Israel. And bro, I even want to get into that. So black people have him as this, they have him as that, blase, blase. And I'm still over here looking like, oh, okay, because he held everybody accountable. Right, I get it.
People do that, or is it just this narrative you created and you just think everybody out to get you? Bro said it was white folks calling him the N-word, but then it just came down to like one or two people, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, like they may say NIGGA just because it's in the music and they ain't got they trying to be cool, you know what I mean? But they can't even say that. That's racist as fuck. That you're not allowing white folks to say NIGGA when you throw that fucking word in their face all day, every day and say, no, you can't say that, bro. I don't give a fuck how cool you. I don't give a fuck how long I know you. I don't give a fuck about the fact that I know there's not a racist bone in your body because you fuck with us, bro. But you say that goddamn word, can't fuck with you because of color of your skin. Who really racist, bro?
Okay, you're
no, but
taking me
this
out
is
of
the point,
context,
is that
but
I
okay.
don't believe you because now you resort back to a race hoax to make it seem as if the
It's
white
not
kids
a-
on this campus are like
not
racist
saying
and terrible.
white kids.
Oh, so was it a black guy that said it to you?
I'm not.
It matters a lot because this is how
Cooking.
lies are able to grow. Jussie Smollett, we
Facts.
see this. You
So
have to challenge them head on.
Do you think I'm lying when I say that people say the N-word around here? And just
If I think a white person comes up to you derogatorily and says, shut up, N-word, I
I'm
absolutely...
not saying they said
but
it.
I said, are they saying it derogatorily?
But that doesn't mean it's word for word like that.
But okay, so then it's not an insult then. So then don't bring it up as if it's evidence of racism.
Because you brought the N-word up first. I didn't.
No, I didn't.
You, no. You specifically said, name me an instance of the
No,
N-word.
I said black people.
Yeah, you brought it up. No, that's what your ass thought first. That's what you thought first.
Specifically said, name me an instance of the
No,
N-word.
I said black people can say things that white people can't say.
That's
Of course
a
that's true.
fact.
But that's automatically implying that one word.
It's more than that. But let me just kind of build this out
what
further.
What is it then?
There's a lot of things black people can say.
Explain it to me.
You want me to give you more examples of things? Yes. Black people are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. For example, black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did. So what are you gonna do? Cancel me? Black people are allowed to say. Black people are allowed to say.
I'm a grown man. I got way too much
Black
to
people
worry
are allowed
about.
to say that there is a systemic fraud issue within the PP loan application in black America. Black people are much easier to be able to say that black individuals, despite being 13% of the American population, commit 55% of the murders. If most white people say that at a job, they would get fired for being a racist. I don't care because I say whatever I want. So black individuals have much more intellectual public freedom than white people do. If a white person were to come up and say, you know, black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time and needs to actually have
Why would you?
Because it's true. Because
why would
it's
you
true.
just walk up to someone and talk and attack their culture from the outside?
Well, hold on. Because
someone.
hold on. Let's look at the evidence. You said to myself, you said there's all these people suffering in Chicago. There's all these people that are terrible. I'm telling you why. It's because there's been bad decisions that have been institutionalized. Let me finish. And rap artists and athletes and people at the top level of black society that refuse to ever challenge the core rot in black America, which is that they are allowing degeneracy and hedonism to eat the soul of what once was a beautiful black culture. And instead they go around saying it's the boogeyman of racism, the white man is out to get you, and the result is black America is doing worse than it was in the 1960s. That is the contention, period.
They killed that man. Celebrating that man's death, bro. If you
Wait, I don't even know how long my thing was muted for. Oh God. I know somebody else I talk you all the time. I'm a microphone mute. I just gave a whole speech and my microphone was muted. I give up. Only good karma, baby. I just gave a whole speech. I can't. I'm ending this life. Big up on yourself, yeah. Big up, blessings and respect. Miss J, only good karma, baby. Everybody that's here, blessings and respect. If you're watching on the playback, you know that got Ari, big up yourself. You don't know, junglist, just stay strong. You see me, I say, yeah, man, keep an eye open for the evils out there. You know what I mean? That's it for Ati. Like, yeah, Mr. I gave a whole speech just now, and I was muted. Man, I'm out.